Ash from Super Videos back for another Q&A video. This is going to be Q&A number 43. So as always, if you're not caught up with The Walking Dead's TV show and comic book, you may not want to watch this video because it may spoil things for you. So that being said, let's get right into this. The first question comes from Royal King 35 Royal. I think you want me to call you Royal, so I'm just going to call you Royal. So Royal asks, comic question, if Negan gains control, could he kill someone in a third lineup except without Lucille? Maybe a new bat or a pipe. So that's possible, but in my opinion, another lineup scene just would kind of feel cliche and it would feel like they're just reusing the same material again. So in my opinion, it's best not to do another lineup. They can definitely have Negan regain control over the Saviors and kill someone else with a new bat, not Lucille because it's destroyed, but maybe a new bat or a pipe, as you said. But I don't think that we need a third lineup scene. The next question also comes from Royal. You ask, similar question to my Dwight and Daryl question, but will Jadis try to shoot Rick and then Morgan jumps in and saves Rick, but he gets shot and dies? So you're basically asking what if Morgan saves Rick from getting shot by Jadis. So that's possible, but I think it's best in terms of story for Morgan to die by the hands of Saviors themselves, maybe even Negan himself. That would be more impactful and that would work better with the story. Having Jadis do it doesn't really serve the story. It's just there as something cool, but it wouldn't really impact the story or move the story forward as it would if Morgan dies by the hands of a Savior or Negan himself. But I definitely agree with you that it would be very impactful if Morgan dies saving Rick. That would be very impactful for the story and it would work a long way into moving the story forward. The next question comes from the one and only bad guy. You ask, what do you think would happen if Shane ever met Dwight? That's actually a cool question. It's a change of pace because in the previous Q&As, not you specifically, but people kept asking me about Shane and Negan. So it's a good change of pace for someone to ask about Shane and Dwight. So just to answer the question, I think if Shane met Dwight, he would probably not trust them, just like Rick. I think given that Dwight has kind of done what he did to Daryl, that would probably make Shane not trust Dwight. Even more than Rick, in my opinion. I think if that ever happened, Shane would probably not trust Dwight, even at this point. Obviously, Rick at this point is desperate, and that's why he's trusting Dwight, but maybe Shane wouldn't trust him, even if he was that desperate. Maybe he wouldn't completely trust Dwight, let's just put it that way. But that's a cool question. The next question comes from Gaming Dude. You ask, this is my first Q&A, and can you start early? So welcome to the Q&As because this is your first one. I'm not understanding your question correctly though. You have two other questions I see, but I think you're asking if I can do Q&As earlier, but I may be wrong. But if that is your question, I can try, but Saturdays or Sundays are best for Q&As because I can actually go through questions that I have and answer them in detail. So I'm probably just gonna stick with this format where it's either Saturday or Sunday. The next question you have, Gaming Dude, it's, since Andrea is dead, who will die next? So I'm assuming you mean in the comics. So in the comics, obviously Andrea is dead now, so who's gonna die after? I feel like someone from the Savior is gonna be the next major death. Maybe Dwight, maybe someone else. I think that someone from the Savior team is gonna die next. The next question you have is, will Negan put another lineup to his team? So I think you're just asking if there's going to be another lineup. I just answered that, so no, I don't think that we need another lineup. The next question comes from Final Mystery T. You have two questions. The first one, will The Walking Dead play it safe next season to reduce backlash or low ratings, or will they go all out for shock value? That's a good question. It's difficult to say. Obviously, because of the backlash, I think there was even an interview they did where they said that they heard the criticism and they are changing things. So that's a good sign, obviously. So I think just to turn up the ratings and make Season 8 better than Season 7, I think they're not going to hold back. They may hold back, but I don't think they're going to hold back anymore. And playing it safe. Obviously, they haven't really been playing it safe, but they have been toning it down. So if that's what you're referring to. I think that they're not gonna do that just to keep the ratings high, because obviously season 7 wasn't the best, so they don't want to drag it. There was low rating in season 7, so they just don't want to drag it even more. So they want to do something to make things better and to bring up the ratings. And obviously, since season 8 is all out war, I think it has the potential to be the best season. So because of that, I think they're just gonna do that and do what they need to do to make season 8 the best season. The next question you have is, can The Walking Dead evolve anymore? Do you have any ideas to grow the franchise? Yeah, it could definitely grow. There's always room for growth and improvement. The next thing that they could definitely do is to do a movie. They've done miniseries, they've done prequels, they've done all of those things, the game and everything, obviously the comics and everything. So the next step, in my opinion, is a movie. Not a movie on Rick Grimes or anything, a movie about a character in the same world. Something along those lines. But there's definitely room for the franchise to grow even more. The next question comes from Carmen de Jesus. You ask, will there be another character named Sam? Yeah, sure, they could definitely have another character named Sam. The next question, Carmen de Jesus again. In the lineup, when Glenn and, I think you mean Abraham, died, is beginning the rest of the people? I don't quite understand the question. You may want to rephrase it. I don't understand really what you're referring to here. So yeah, just rephrase it in the next Q&A and I'm gonna try to answer it. The next question also comes from Carmen de Jesus. Will Gabriel be a major character in the war? Yeah, there's definitely possibility for him to be a big character in the war, but there's enough characters already, so I don't think that they're gonna invest too much time on Gabriel. There's other more important characters that they can build during the war, so yeah, I don't think so, but that's possible. The last question comes from Jig Almanders the Goose. You ask, what will happen if Daryl did not lie to Carol about what happened in Andrea's safe zone? That's a great question. I think if Daryl didn't lie to Carol, Carol would probably do what she did when she found out. She would go to Ezekiel, tell him that they need to fight and try to basically find allies to go against Negan and the Saviors. So I just think that if Daryl didn't lie, then Carol would basically do it quicker. She would straight away go up to Ezekiel, just like she did when she found out later on. So I don't think anything would have changed, it just would have happened a bit earlier. That's it for this Q&A video. Thank you for participating. If you want to participate in my next Q&A video, write your questions in the comment section below. Put Q&A before your question so I can find it. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll be back for another video.